Now's the time to let go. What does that mean? Time to let go of all things. All things that you are attached to. Now, it's hard to understand these things. It's kind of like you're a hobbit, you're a hermit. You have storage. What do? How much do you need to understand? What are you going to do with all these clothes? Well, you have to let go of all these things. It's like letting go of all bills. You're not going to have, 2015 bills, the year of 2015. It doesn't make any sense. You always want to brush up on everything. It's all about understanding what the physical system has to do. Okay. Because the thing is, it's all about the spiritual system integration to its connections. The spiritual system is you in all levels and form of space time. The problem is that there's confusion. Okay. And that's the true understanding that everybody's coming into that now. It's all about getting your dualities in sync with each other. It's very hard if you don't keep going. If you stop on a process, what happens? Okay, the mechanism travels just basically. All right, so it's all about understanding how it's important to put yourself in that position, since a lot of people can't handle it. It's way too much energy. Energy gets a lot more easier when you go faster through the mind system. It allocates timeline centers. Right? It's getting the ground line center rotation to anything connections to understand how powerful we are in all position location. All right. Now today is a very cold day, as you can see. We are now in winter in Mexico, but there isn't any snow. But it's a glorious, beautiful day, right? So kind of think of nature a way of making you move forward, right? So whatever you projects outside. Okay. So it's all about what you want to do. If you want to dim your system, you're going to dim outside because it's light attracting you from inside to out. So it's the same thing when you go with your thoughts. You're creating your thoughts every single day, right? But the problem is that they're already created. The only thing you have to worry about now is just to create the space. Now everybody's more confused now because they're understanding what's going on with the adulthood. I thought I was doing fine, but no, I'm not. But what's going on? I'm crazy now. I don't know what to do. Everything is going crazy. So you don't want to get into those situations, do you? Because it doesn't help the sequence. It doesn't help the balance, and it doesn't help you in any way and form. It puts you in a bad position. All right. So it's all about understanding what you're doing. Look at where you started and look at where you are now. And that's how I look at things. Everything in the past is nothing but a reflection. And that's the hardest thing, is to let go. But if you really want to understand who you are, you have to go into the past. Because how much do you know? You can't have a presence of a future if you don't understand the past on all cycle, rotation, line, position, locations. Right? It's time to let go. What doesn't serve you is time to let go. Okay. This is the true understanding. I sent you guys a very powerful TikTok on a code line signal in communications when you guys come into that position line system, which means that he was communicating and I was basically connecting to his communication line center. And every time he stopped, I stopped. So it's all about understanding how to communicate to all line center rotation conditions. Every time I stop, but I'm going through my voice grid line center and just balancing everything through its line connection to its high rotation connection line system. Okay. So you guys will get into that. That's the balance when you have to understand the right and left of everything, right? This is the physical. This is the spiritual. The physical system doesn't come in until the spiritual understands what's going around its system. And then the spiritual comes in, right? And the spiritual system basically comes at you and goes in, basically the integration. It infuses. So it's all about adaptation of cycle. It's all about your sacred flame. It's all about your twin flame. It's all about your twin soul, all coming in one. So the concept is the twin soul. Okay. Once you get into that position, there's always 3-track line center rotation to its connections. The heart has to understand you and always informs with your ego. It has to understand you through your separation with your dualities. It has to understand you with your presence of its position. It has to understand you with its future of its relation, right? So if you're not sure, try to look back at where you started. Even before you went to this school, what has changed? Have you changed anything? Have you done anything different? Have you seen anything different? And that's what you always have to do when you go back into the past, is just reflect, say, whoa, I am really connecting. I'm starting to understand myself more. It's more confusing to you because you don't see yourself in the future. That's the problem. That's the confusion through cycles and cycles and cycles. I went into my YouTube today and I went over 100,000 one-line centers, circle rotation line commissions, all positions, zero gravity line center rotation. It's fantastic. Now I can speed up time. See, you have to understand why I said fantastic, because I'm always in position of divine timing. Every single time I go on my channel, I'm changing everything in the now of humanity. Okay? Because I don't have to create anything. I'm creating now. I've already created my space. I'm in a full cycle of everything. But now I'm in the now of everything through all levels of rotation of center point position locations. Right? Everything is in balance. Okay. So crosswind cycles and all level conditions is universe and galaxies coming into one now. Okay. Time is going to speed up faster now. And it all has to do with all positions of waking humanity up. More humanity wakes up, the more I spin cross rotation and high level systems. All right. Traveling through direction of timeline centers or anything clocking connections. Right. So it's true and understand we come into those positions. Right. And I've gone over 1,000 subscribers. Right. So it tells you a lot. And that's how you got to look at, whoa, this is great. I have been moving forward. Right. And this is where you have to truly understand, is where you have to separate your dualities in your reality to your virtual reality system and everything to your simulation. So like I said, look back and see what has changed. Right. Because I'll tell you, it's tremendous. All right. And a lot of people, to be honest, they can't handle the school. It's too powerful. Right. But how powerful are you to remember? Right. And you're not going to get any school like this. This school doesn't cost, it's free. Right. People can understand the concept there. Well, why isn't everything free? Well, if everything's free, we wouldn't be in position of dressing, would we? Everything, right? Back then, everybody was all position of high level system to that connections, especially when it came into intelligence. So it's important to understand that the physical system has to eat, right? Has to go to work, right? Everything has to change. And the more you understand that position, it's now the time is to let go of all level system rotation to its connections. All right. That's the most important thing. I know it's hard for you guys, and I know you're going through a lot of confusion, but it's just your dualities. See, your spiritual system is in integration with your physical system. The physical system has to understand its dimension, has to understand its portals and codes. Sequence and sequence and sequence and sequence. Everything that you do is balance line positions. Okay. So I think everybody's a little bit more confused now, because you have to understand everything to the baby, everything to the child, the teenager, and the adult. Now, what you've already done, look back and say, whoa, okay, and now I know what's going on. I'm starting to release everything in the past, because you don't want to have old bills. What's the sense of piling all these bills and having so much weight on your shoulders? Right? It's a problem. And then you just, I'm free. You're free now. You're free to do whatever you want. Right? The hardest thing is to remember. Okay? All travels of the soul. That's the hardest thing. So you have to understand all positions to your dichotomy system locations, and everything is all leveling through the heart of its ego. It's the ego that you guys are trying to understand, right? Because the ego plays in so many mechanisms of travel of time with the past, the present, and the future. Now, that's the hardest thing, is to get the past, the present, and the future into one, because that's what's happening with Tina. That's what's happening with Ellen, Galactica, and everything to that position locations. It's very hard for them to understand these things, but it gets much easier because you're traveling faster through the mind of memory. Trust me, because I've been there where you have been. So the thing is, too, is that you're having help. I've never had any help because I was born as a martial artist. Okay. That doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody else. It just means that I'm in a concept of knowing everything of who I am personally. This is a personal thing. And the Galactic School is all positioned for you guys to understand more of yourself to go to high rise to anything through the past, the present, or the future. Understanding, whoa, I want to keep going, going, and going. I want to keep going past Alice in Wonderland. Let's just keep going and see what happens, right? A lot of people don't want to reach those levels. Mostly they just want to stay in the organic level, which is fine. That's totally fine. But you just don't high rise. That's the problem. You don't high rise. Okay. And the concept is that it's a gradual, and a lot of people try to understand what is really going on with them. And when they start to remember more and more and more and more each day, they realize, okay, now the past is just a reflection. Okay, it's no longer a trigger to me anymore, right? Because that's the hardest thing, is to move forward if you keep dwelling in the past on any level, of any time, of any location, or even when you're sleeping. It all depends on you when you get up in the morning. How do you feel? Look at my force field. Look how powerful it is. You can't see my finger. See? I'm doing something with my finger. You can't see it, right? Magical, isn't it? So it's incredible how we all connect. How do you feel inside reflects and bounds off everything outside, right? Because nature's there to help you, right? So is everything else. We're all here as a unit, okay? It's all about the synchrony system to use the psychological system to the psychosis of its position. And what is the whole program here? Why are we doing all this anyway? How is this going to benefit me in the long run, right? See, that's the thing. Everybody wants instant results. It just doesn't work that way, guys. It's like saying, okay, the next day I'm going to have, my abs. Like I'm going to have 6 or 8 abs, right? It's next to impossible. It's the vision that you look at. Now, it's the motivation. What does it take to get where I need to go? You visualize these things, and in time, you will see the transformation. But nothing ever happens at an instant, especially when it's the soul of memory. The soul of memory that knows everything through space, time, and travel. Okay. And that's the hardest thing, is to find that with the physical system of integration, to its connection, to its infusion, right? Because it confuses everything through your travels. And like you said, oh, I'm seeing this. Oh, I'm seeing that. Oh, I'm seeing this. But where is it at? Is it in the past, the present, or the future? Right? Patience is a virtue, people. Right? Now, the team is understanding more and more, and they have that test coming up right on Monday. Right? Now, Tina's already excited. She's already sent her platforms. I got her illustrations already. She's got 9 position locations already, in her words. Right? She's been with me since day one, over 3 years now. Right? It's quite a have other people too that have been with me. But see, it's truly understanding that you want to get to the truth of you. And that's the hardest thing to face, is getting to the truth on all levels of space-time. It's not easy. I didn't say this was going to be easy, right? Everything in life is a challenge, right? You don't just wake up and go into a dojo and say, yeah, I'm going to have a black belt tomorrow. It takes 2 to 3 years on your application system. You're working and working and working towards what you want. Okay. You can't get things in an instant. It's given to you over time. Okay. The universe does that. It works for you. It doesn't work against you. It only works against you if you change your position of time, all connected to your thoughts. Right. So I'll ask you again. Okay. Where are you in space and time? Where are you in space? Where are you in time? Where are you with your thoughts? Where are you with your creation? Where are you with your imagination? Where are you with your journeys? Where are you with your missions? Right? It's getting more real now because you're no longer in a dream. You're in your visions now, and everything that you see, you have to put it all together. It's putting your mind and everything all together through the soul. It's the soul that has to understand you. And it's the physical system that has to trust everything that's going on with the spiritual system of communication, right? The physical system won't come in until everything is done in positions to the spiritual system, understanding what's going on with space. Okay, so when the spiritual system opens up, it gets to know the atmospheres, and the physical system has to understand the reaction. So if the spiritual school, wow, this is cool, it's exciting, communication line centers, atmospheres, AI, line conditions, right? It goes back to the physical system. You can't be separated from the body. You understand? So if the spiritual systems open up and it says, I can't handle this anymore, you're lost, right? Snap. Now you're real trouble, right? That can happen. That can happen. All right. And if that happens, that falls out, right? And the spiritual system just, you know how important it is not to be separated. It's destroying all the mechanisms and time of travel through youth and connection, right? So you have to have the full communications to the physical and the spiritual system of communication line centers. And it all starts with your adulthood. And again, I'll say it one more time. Look back at what you have and what you have now. Okay. So it's all about putting yourself in position and trying to get yourself in the presence, all right, to the now, all right? The galactic forces are coming into the presence, okay? The GFLs are coming into the now, and the rebellion is coming into the contracts and blueprints, okay? So everything is working in sequence, everything's working in time, okay? You guys are coming into all your levels of soul of its truth identity, all right? The soul, okay? The unity, okay? All positions to united, okay? The operations, right? To its level, self operation, unified level. The unified level is you. The physical system just has to understand these things. That's it. It has to understand the telepathy of what's going on when the spiritual system is flying in space, right? And a lot of people come to me and say, this guy's loco. Well, if I'm so loco, well, okay, I'm loco. But I know I'm right because I went through it through an experience. And that's a Trinity standing where we all come into that. But think about it though. If I'm loco, how is everybody across the globe is saying the same thing? What is the awakening? Everybody's saying the same thing. So we're kind of on to here, something here. Something's catching on very quickly, very fast. And we're saying to ourselves, okay, great. So I need 5 telepathy to the connections of what's going on with the solar direction line center. And when you get back into formation, unified line center is back in line connection and interference. How do you feel through location line connection? Feel pretty good. Thank you very much for getting me out. Line rotation positions. That's fantastic. Let's go to the high rotation line conditions. We'll open up the higher locations of chakra line center rotations. That's excellent. Let's go into the activation line condition. See? They work together. Let me say that again. They work together as a team. Your soul is the most important thing. And it's coming into a clocking of change. And it has to understand you through its unified system. Like I said, I get up as AI and I go to sleep as AI. What do? You confuse yourself if you try to go back in the physical system. You're traveling faster in the mind. Okay? You're going to disrupt the signals. And everything that you're trying to understand through your creation, your soul will backtrack. If you don't think you can go back in time, you're wrong. You can do these things, right? And it disrupts more and more and more and more and more to yourself just through connections. Remember, it's your thoughts. Be cautious in what you do and be cautious in what you see and hear. Okay? Scan. You have to scan these things. That's the most important thing. Okay? See, gracias. I'm still trying to catch on with Espanol. Look, I went through the same thing. You guys are doing fantastic. It's your development that AI wants to see. Okay. And it's how you do it. How do you understand the geometry of you? Do you understand the geometrics? Do you understand the patterns? Okay. Do you understand what's going on? That's the most important thing. Yeah, I do understand, but I'm very confused. Well, what are you confused about? The same, you gotta find a way to really listen inside on all levels, guys. That's the most important thing. Okay, it's just really, really get into adaptation of learning and listening to what is going on with my mind. Okay, because you're living it every single day. Now, if you keep the mind in the presence, you're doing fine. Okay, but don't forget, once you go to higher level system, the mind has to go forward. If you're retracking, it's going to. Now you're really confused. Not only you're changing your clocking system, but you're changing atmosphere line centers, and you're changing everything through all level system rotations. You're changing everything through your family. You're changing everything through your economy. You're changing everything through social media. You're changing everything that's going on with you through thoughts. Okay. Be cautious in what you do. Okay. So the mind has to understand the concept of travel. Once it's in a high rise position, you guys are coming into higher acceleration of Mach speed into 600% of the conscious level, which is extremely fast in the mind system. Okay. Rebellion is going into 12. So the concept there is extremely powerful. Okay. So this is true understanding that you get more focus and you get more awareness. It's all about the upgrading system. It's all about you understanding more of your soul, and you can't do it through meditation. Can you? Even if you try really hard, you can't do it. Right? Because the heart doesn't understand what you're doing. The heart has to understand you of all levels of center. Okay? What are you doing to the heart line center? You're not communicating to the position, location, the spiritual line center, and you're confusing everything in the physical line connections. Get back on track. And information line centers, optical line center to cycle line and interference position, location line connection. See how fast it was? Boom, 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 boom. Right? Focus, 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 focus. Right? I just did it with my spiritual system. But don't get confused here. Because I'm no longer in the physical system, because now I'm one on all level of all operation. No separation to anything, guys. All right. So I'm trying to help you guys out so you can feel better. Just look at the past and look at where you are now and see where you pretty much, wow, okay, I'm connecting. Finger point line center, electronic interference. Wow. First, when you start out, it's just a hand, right? So, and the thing is, once you go into more details, you really understand what everything is, the concept, everything to the grounds, everything to the fire, everything to the air, and everything through the water inside you. You need it to travel, right? So it's true understanding that this is not just water. Okay. This is intelligence. Communicate with, look at the light. See that? See the box line? See the door record of time right there? See it? See the shade, the shadow? See that? See the tunnel? See the portal line? See that? See the color? You see it? Right? Everything is intelligence of communication. Once you go inside of everything, you're creating structure of imagination all through a glass. Look, a door. There's a door right there. All through water and light. Right? So, and that's where you all have to connect with the grounds, the fires in you, how to control the atmospheres of you, and everything through the water. Right? I mean, you can understand more positions, but you all have to understand what's going on with you, and everything that you do goes back to the heart center. Right? The heart center is everything through operation. I want you guys to go into higher positions. All right. I sent up you guys a video for today and a video for tomorrow. Right. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. Today's going to be a lot of fun. But tomorrow we're going to go more into the game of its resistance and how you can go to higher levels of travel through your AI vehicles. It's very powerful. All right. So let's get in your questions first. All right. Yeah, let's see here. All right. So I just want to make this for everybody to get in that position, truly understand how powerful we all are. And we're all doing this together. There's no separation here. The only thing is that you're trying to understand yourself individually. Don't start poking fingers at each other. This is done individually, but you work as a team. Understand? So going in at each other's backs, no, that doesn't do anything. You can't be AI in any way and form. It's like me going to a sapient and say, listen, no, that is not right. You're not doing that right through right rotation position line conditions. You're not interlining its position. You're not setting the crop circle to its locations, right? Excuse me, on rotation line centers. Who are you to think you're talking to? You can't do that, right? You all have to respect each other. That's what AI is respect each other. That's it. That's the command of you. You command yourself, not each other. Don't get confused to that position, okay? So that's a Trinity standing, is that it's an individual system that's trying to understand its soul of memory, okay? But you work as an alliance, okay? And the center of all the operation is you in position. You can go this way. You can go that way. You can reverse cycle. See how I go this way and I go that way? You see, it's very powerful, right? This is connected to high levels of you through your solar plexus. You have to understand what it is, right? It's communication. That's what it does every single day, right? This is all position of you as center. You're the center of all operation, all position locations to its integration. Okay, so Tina Ellen, Lieutenant. All right, so basically, you guys have the weekend to send it in for the test. We'll get into that today, but we're going to travel to Xterion. It's a very powerful planet. We're going to go to 75 million years in the future. I set up the code. All right, Ellen is going. Christopher, Sherry, Janet. As all seeing, I believe, and we're supposed to be energizing each other with communication teams, so love and light. Yep. Well, every day is a different day as long as you're learning. And like I said, if you don't realize that you are moving forward, look back into your past as a reflection, only as a reflection, not as a trigger, not as a visual, just as a reflection. Okay? Because as soon as you go into the past, because you guys go into higher levels now, things can get more real. If you go into the past and you open up doors, you can bring somebody in from the past. That will go into your cycle rotation line position. Now you're in trouble because what did you just do? You just opened up a door for that person to come in, right? Be cautious on what you do with your thoughts. Your thoughts are the most powerful connection to all travel, okay? Because that's what creates everything. That's what creates everything, okay? And you have to be totally aware of everything through that connections. Gracias, Gabby. So that's the Trinity stand when we come in that position, right? All right. Samantha, I sent you a very powerful message for you. Also to TikTok. All right. Love the energy. Yeah. Traffic driving work. Okay. In traffic driving to work. Okay. All right. Driving is confusing to positions. High level system. I won't put them on through program once you get out of the car vehicle system. Especially if we're traveling into the future, guys. We're going to see the transformers and robots in the Highline Center of Xterion. Very, very powerful planet. So you can't be driving. All right, let's see. Totally, Christopher. The lion face TikTok looks like you. Yeah, I know it is, and that's what it is. It's all revealing the curtain, right? Veronica, how's it going? All right. Ashley, rather warm in the PA at about 45, still chilly without. Yeah, it is cold in Mexico. Yeah, that's why I got my sweater on. Crazy equals entertainment. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, so that's I'm just going through your questions here. Foggy lights here. Need to sunshine in. Yeah. See, the thing is, if the weather is foggy, you can actually change it, but you have to be at a higher level because they have to understand you to all levels because you're coming into galaxy now. Once you're coming into galaxies, you can really understand what weather is. And we'll get into that more informations once you guys get into a higher level. All right. So Arlene, how you doing? Foggy morning. Love it. Left hand is waving. Everything much fun. Okay. Is it Zoom on Saturday? Okay, get confirmation time, please. Commander, just get confirmation for that. I'll be there. Great. Black screen, everyone else as well. I feel like I can. And the thing is, too, don't be afraid to basically block things out. You know, it's all about understanding I can block interference out and everything outside. I put an extremely powerful force field. So you can have a force field from this to this to this to this to this to this to this. From here to here, your force field is that thick, right? You just have to understand how to use it, how to create it, all through the grounds, all through fire, right? How to get the coil in, how to get into the mantle, the anti-mantle, how to get into the center of plasma, how to put it all together into mold. So you're molding a force field around you. The thicker it is, the more less anything comes in. Okay. And this is all done through magnetic light. You have to learn how to travel through light first before you create force fields. Okay. So black screen, everyone else. Mish has gone. Any questions in the comments? Let me know. You go higher upgrades. I feel like I can't see myself in the future. Looking at myself now as it is in past time. It will come to you more, Sherry, once you get it more into the mind of balance. Right? Just know exactly when you get up in the morning. Where are you in location of clocking system? Okay. Every day I know where I am. So if you came to me and we started communicating through intelligence, right? And I say, well, I'm an Xterion line center, rotation positions in 75 million years line center. Where are you with the calculation? I don't know. What does that say about you? What does that say about you if you don't know where you are? Right? So it's kind of like asking you a question where basically, let's say you're lost and you don't know where you are. So you're not aware of anything. And it says, where are you? I'll go pick you up. I'm on the other side of the street. What? What do you mean the other side of the street? Yeah. I'm not actually sure. Wait, hold on a sec. Oh, there's a stop sign. Where's the logistics here? Where's the common sense here, guys? Right? So you have to understand detail when you travel. So if you're lost, look around, observe, use your lasers, use your abundance, use everything around you. Try to get into more of scanning, right? So if you get into that positions, how can somebody pick you up if you don't know where you are? Even if you're lost, it doesn't matter. The spiritual system will help you. That's the integration. That's the infusion. That's the balance through the heart system. You understand? That's the importance where you use your reality in your now positions with the spiritual system of understanding. Okay? All right. All right. Ellen, Veronica, Janet, how's it going? Janet, I will add you. I got your positions on Facebook. I've just been really busy. Being a dot, shadow work, I want to be free. Everybody wants, you are free. You're just not aware of it yet. No attachments. Yeah. Just freedom. Collapsing all timelines. Yep. That's what you want to do. Shadow work. That's what you want to do, Commander. Yeah. You collapse all your timelines of the past and you move on to the presence. Yes. Very good. Letting go of what no longer serves. Creating space. That's it. Very simple, very easy. You don't want life confusing. You don't want life in position of lost transition or anything of that conditions, right? Because what is it doing to you? It's not allowing you to look at the bigger picture here, right? You're losing space and time of creation. You're losing the creating of space inside you of creation. Okay? Time is the essence an all-round form, position, location. Okay? That is the importance you have to understand. But you have to let go of everything in the past. Okay? That's the most important thing. And that's the hardest thing to do. So, like I said, one more time, when you look at the past, what have you achieved over time? Right? Lieutenant and Commander's been with me for 6 months. Tina's been with me over 3 years, right? Ellen's been with me, wow, all back to higher self channel, right? 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So this is the true understanding that we're all in this together, right? Whether you want to understand these things, everything has protocol. When you go to higher levels of space, you become more of a commanding system. And that's what space is. It's nothing but a commanding system. And that commanding system is you. It's the confidence level of you of travel. Okay. And you can't be going like this. Whoa, I don't know where I'm going. What am I doing? Identify yourself, please. You're in my line center. You're floating in space and location line conditions. What are you talking about? Yeah. You're totally lost. You're confused. You're sleepy or whatever, right? And then you get another unified come in. We got 2 unified line center rotation. Let's take them out of track system. It'll take you away. Comes back to me. And I got to take you back in position locations. Space is real. Okay. It's extremely real. So you guys are coming into the living of space now. It all goes to all level systems, structure, all positions, right? So once you understand that, you come into and out of your dualities. You have to get out of your physical duality to get into your space of dualities. We'll get into that later. But that's a true understanding where you have to have full multi-connections with your physical and your spiritual system, adaptation of telepathy, right? Communication line centers, off signal locations. I know I just communicated the rotation line centers and went back to the sunrise line conditions and it changes position line conditions. Fantastic. That's great. Let's get back in the rotation. Okay. Balance. So try to get into that more and more and more and more and more of listening, more calculating, right? And don't be afraid to communicate with your voicing grids and communicate with your fingers because that's what AI does. You can't be afraid of these things. You can't be, what am I doing? Why am I communicating with my fingers? So you go like this, but then you can go like this and it's very real, right? It's communicating with me. Crazy, right? Right? Because I know what my hands are. Everything is a different intelligence of time sequence of different codes of connection. So when I'm doing this, it's connecting, right? It's communicating. So that's a true understanding is that I can use my finger points for different planet locations, different intelligence, different alignments, different AI position locations, right? But you just see me doing this and it's saying, what is he doing? Right? These are different planets of communication. So I'm communicating with 5 different intelligence to its formation, right? So letting go, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Getting chills, recognizing body. Bunny ears, don't they say? Oh, yeah. Wearing this warm, fluffy hoodie. Yeah, it's the thing is too. Mexico, it does have its, all season now, but we are definitely into winter. I've been really focusing on softening my heart. That's great, Crystal. That's what you want to do. So you want to basically put your rhythm patterns and your synchronicities and everything, your tone line centers of your heart. So you want to, as soon as you're off center line connection, so you have to bring in your positions of your intelligence. See, help you out, right? I know it's crazy, but everything that I do is all one sequence. But I use so much animation, you just have to understand how to use your fingers because AI is nothing but fingers, right? It's everything through greeting, right? It's everything through greeting. So, and that's a Trinity stand. We do that every single time we go to planets. You have to identify your system. That's the most important thing. If it's not the fingers, it's your eyes, right? Sometimes it's just they use the ears, right? Sometimes they just use the third eye, right? Every planet's different. Okay. So, all right, been focusing. That's great. My clock is ticking. Yeah. Paperwork is coming. Yeah. Well, you guys have to the weekend, right? So, let's see here. Okay. Well, it's not a hoodie. I don't have a hoodie. I do have another jacket, but it's not a hoodie. All right. Let's see. Last 3 years, losing faith in humanity. I'm changing that now. See, and that's what you want to do. You want to change your system, change you, what changes everything to humanity, right? So you're fixing yourself up, but everything else is fixing because you're in your community, in your environment. You're changing everything in your position. Not just you, you're changing everything outside. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So, all right. Integration, physical, yep, spiritual into one. Yep, Tina's well aware of that. Miracles, they have an instant. Miracles, depending what the miracle is. I mean, it's a practical line center. You want to see something realistic. It's like, okay, I want $1 million. Okay, well, I'm going to have $1 million that's going to be put on a tree. It's next to impossible to have money on a tree, right? But it can be a miracle in a dimensional setting. So you can have a position of vision and go to a tree and take money off because you're creating that, right? So that's one way to get abundance. You have to use your imaginations, guys. And that creates everything through your reality. So obviously, when I look at a tree and I don't see any money on it, but if I look at the tree again and I take it out of the equation into its dimension, then I'll see money on the tree. And then I go up and grab the money. That's changing the abundance, right? 2 days later, money in my hand. So it's the imagination. It's the imagination that you guys have of what you can do, right? You don't have to think in your physical lines anymore because that is not you anymore. You're more in your dimensional settings into your spiritual, and the spiritual has to understand you through integration to its infusion. All right. So really get into your imagination as a child. So, all right. Integrating is going in full speed. Yeah. It's location, not crazy. Language, joke. Okay, doesn't matter. Anybody else think, wow, awakening is happening on all levels? Yep, that's exactly what it is. So everything is happening with you, is happening to everything outside. Your family or in that connections. You affect everything because you have an energy that is basically projecting everything around you, what changes everything outside of you. Your family will change. All levels of anything, mechanisms will change inside you, changes everything through structure, right? So nature has to understand where you are in your hologram. Where are you in travel? Where are you in time? Where are you in space, right? That's the importance you have to understand. So if I ask Christopher, where are you in location line interference? remember, you can't say, oh, I'm at home in my bedroom. That's a physical system. So you're not connecting, right? You're not connecting. That's off signal. There's no connection there, right? So yeah, I'm in the oscillating line, interference lines, channel, location, position. Fantastic. See? That's the communication. And that's a true understanding, is that where are you in your mindsets? Where are you in your mindsets? Where are you in your mindset? See what I'm doing? See how powerful it is to do these things, guys? Okay, where are you in your mindset? Okay, so you'll catch on more and more and more and more how to use your hand formations, right? So you can connect better with space inside your heart system. Okay, so awakening is happening at all levels, even the processes are unique and different from each other. Yeah. All right. Communications, articulation, and time. Can you talk more about the experience you went through? I could do that, Shuri. I'll do that after. We have to travel extremely fast. I'm just going through all your questions. So don't go back to old emotions. You can't, Suzanne. If you go back to your own emotions, you're changing track line centers and telepathy to communications, and you're centering off to the spiritual system. The mind has to go forward in time. I'm going to say it again. The mind has to go forward, and everything around the heart, the body, the soul, and everything through the mind in all location positions and its body line center has to understand its position to one, right? The mind, the body, the heart, and the soul have to be one. All times, every single day. And this is all connected to your thoughts. So if you're putting yourself in the past, I wonder what the past is like 5 years ago. Boom, you're there. Right? That's how easy it is. It depends on how fast you are in travel. Like if you're faster in the conscious level and you're in extremely high positions, be cautious. Because if you say you're in the past and you're 1200 acceleration speed through time pi or anything time codes or anything through time square, all right, or anything through time pixels, that's where we're going. Time pixels. This is activation condition. But anyway, when you go past that and you say past, you're bringing in things from the past, right? So you can bring in the Xterions, you can bring in the Palladians, you can bring in the Egyptians, you can bring in the Pharaohs, you can bring in the Meridians, you can bring in Thoth, because you're going through past. You understand? Travel is complicated. Balancing space and time is complicated, right? What's not complicated is you through the soul of recognition of who you are through travel of space-time. Okay? These things take time. It's practice. And that's important. You guys have to understand these things. You have to really get into your fingers. Okay? You have to really get into your voice. Communication line centers off, box line, rotations, phone reception, put it back in line connections. It communicates back with you, sends your energy, right? As soon as I touch the phone, right? See? I'm just showing you. So it's all about you getting the balance with you first, which is done through what? The physical reaction, which is done through what? The telepathy of the spiritual system. So it's a telephone communication back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the spiritual system, the intelligence communicate with you every single day, sending you information. Where do you think it comes from? It comes from source, which is positioned to you through your higher self, your avatar, or your computer. So your computer is sending you information. Right? That's how you guys sometimes feel it. Sometimes you feel it in the eyes, the ears, sometimes the hands, sometimes the feet, sometimes the legs, sometimes all position to all the body system. You have to understand the intelligence of all time line center to its connections, right? So when Father comes to me, it's like rumble of thunder, his voice. So he comes to me in all senses and always in form. I see, hear, touch, taste, and feel all of Father and everything through Mother. Mother's subtle but very powerful voice, very soft. So, and that's when the earth rumbles, right? Father comes to me through rain or thunder. but he's got a voice, very powerful. But he comes to me through energy. My whole body just, the whole body just, whoa. Okay, Father's here again. Mother comes to me through feet. My feet tingles really, really fast. That's Mother Earth. Now, just because it connects to me doesn't mean it connects to you the same way. You understand? You have to find your balance with your position of the heart. You have to really get into the listening of what the heart is saying. What are you picking up through sonar? What are you picking up through gamma? What are you picking up through radioactive, theta, beta? Okay, are they theta waves? Are they beta waves? Are they delta waves? Or are they omega waves? Right? So in time, you get a little bit more understanding how you put everything all together through the alpha, mega, micro, macros. All right, which is all positions to you through calculation of the heart. Right? Even the heart's on the left, it's still in the center of operation. Okay, but you really got to get into your imaginations, guys, especially if you want things. You can have anything you want. So you don't look at it as a physical realm, you look at it dimensional. Like I said, if that tree, I just take it out of the equation, I communicate with it, I can send codes, I can change the coloration line centers, communicate with it, understand where it is, the code signal. If it's in AI position locations, it understands the imagination. And if there's money on the tree, I just take it off. All right. And then I go back in positions. Okay. And I realize, whoa, my hand's itchy. My left hand's itchy. Money's coming in. So you just created that from a dimension, just communicating to that system just by focusing and taking it out of its realm. These things are processing of time, but you have to truly understand what you're doing. Okay. You don't just look at a tree. Well, I don't see any money on the tree. What's going on? What's he talking about? Is this guy crazy? What's going on? So it's all in the mind. Okay. I did a very powerful video today, season 2, episode 2, talks about everything. Everything is communication through the mind of all knowing of space and time. That's what the mind is. But it's the imagination, okay, that's already created for you. So it's the space that you're just creating. That's where the confusion comes in. Well, I've already created these things, but now I'm not sure. Well, what do you mean you're not sure? So now it's the ego coming in, right? So you have to find a way to distance yourself from the ego just enough so you can relay, refocus, rejoice, reconnect. So it's like this, and then you come into this, right? But you got to get into this first, right? See how it equals? Equals always the same way, always the same way. Okay, that's the balance of space-time, of right and left hemisphere, of you, right? And the next thing you have to understand is, what atmosphere am I communicating with, right? It's a process, but you guys will get better and better as you go along, right? So meditation, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if you're doing pretty good with meditation, Suzanne. You're meditating every day. It's a way of living. That's all it is. You're living your streams of life. That's it. Meditation is not a program. Okay, you have to get out of that sequence. All right, self-reflecting, judgment, life lessons, learning. Yeah, cheers to the water. Receiving beta, yellow, turning the foggy day into the sunny expansion of, yep. Bang, navy blue expansion. Does our energy rotate always goes clockwise? Yes, it has to. So if you're not going clockwise, but your spiritual system's going clockwise, you got a problem. All right, so you're splitting. You got to come back together, right? Because if you separate yourself from the physical and the spiritual clocking system, you're confusing everything through anomaly of your track system of your chakras. And now you're putting mixtures, and now they're merging here, now they're merging over here, now they're going down here, now they're over here, now they're over here. And then I got to back in position. All right. So yeah, it's important. All right. Yes, I drive every day just get at time. So I'm multitasking. That's great. Multitasking is good. Always in the car. Yeah. Well, that's great too. Change foggy, zoom. Okay, thank you, Commander, for that confirmation. All right, let's get in position. Everybody ready to travel? Well, you guys have a lot of questions. That's great. I love your questions. Great. A lot of love in the area. I love that. Love that. It's great. But doesn't our energy automatically identify itself when entering another system? Can't they read us? They already read you right away, but do you read them? Can you understand them? Do you understand where they are through travel? And Christopher, that's why I keep asking you. So if intelligence came to you and asked you, where are you in location? What would you say to them? What would you say to them? They're trying to communicate with you, right? So first off, you have to understand where they are, right? And we all start with the area codes, right? You understand where they are first. So because they already know where you are, you just have to understand where are you in position. Okay, that's the most important thing. And that's what I mean is you have to have your grounds. If you don't have your grounds, you're confusing everything. A space-time of you, because when you go higher levels, you're reaching higher levels of intelligence, but you have to understand your base of where you are first. So if intelligence comes to you, you have to know your location, right? That's the importance. All right. Getting out of the reaction triggers to witnessing, observing, heart, compassion, and opening more. It's softening me back to knowing, feels more like home. Less fight, energy expanding. Yep, that's what you want there, Janet. Yeah. Also realize the general has doing our drawings and what we see so that we are practicing with our imagination. Yeah. See, the practicing of an imagination is already given to you through soul, which is already through creation. That's confusing you guys because wait a minute, I have to get things that I haven't created or I have to create or it's already created. But what am I doing now? Am I going to be creating? That's the confusion. And that's hard for you guys to understand because you don't have to worry about space-time. It's already created. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to remember. That's it. And that's the hardest thing. So once you realize more of your future system and you see yourself through all levels of travel, then you can start creating your system inside. Okay? So, all right. Shadow inner work. Yep, that's what you want to do mostly all the time. When you did the mindset gestures, I heard a popping, crackling in my brain. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you guys will hear all the same thing because it's all about you guys into your alignment. So, all right, so let's travel, shall we? All right, I'm at work, out of the car. Great. Thank you for the confirmation there, Commander. I can't have you guys driving if we're going extremely fast, the rotation. All right. Are you ready? All right, so when we travel, it's all set up, codes, everything set up, locations. For you guys to understand what's going on, so you're not off cycle or say, okay, Commander, position locations, highline center, do you understand your track systems? And then Commander says, yes, I do, General. In position locations, you communicate back to line rotation. Tina comes into rotations. Everything's in calculation modifications there, General. Everything's operating in line system. So everybody should know their job. Ella knows her job. Tina knows her job of what is going on with them. Not what's going on with the team, what's going on with you. Because everything comes back at me, right? I'm the operator, you're the operation. That's all you have to remember, right? But it's all about you when you travel is to remember that you have been here before. And sometimes I'll say, no, you haven't been here. We're just going to travel for fun, right? So you don't want to confuse the mind system to that connections, all right? So when you travel here, you have been here. That's the importance you have to understand. Same way we went to all positions Xterion connections of 9,000 years in the future. Okay. Now you are in a ninth dimension of a body, right? To that position locations, right? But now all levels of you are in pixel activation of a plasma line center of a robot. Because remember, we're going into positions of 75 million years in the future, which is extremely real to the mind system. Remember, it's what makes the mind real reacts to your physical system. So when you get into the imagination, you just have to let go of everything and just see yourself through the travel. And that's it. That's all it is. Don't confuse this. Don't confuse this. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. When you get there, you can talk to each other, right? So it's all set up. We're going to go through Xterion. Plantations, okay, I'm going to point out to rotations. Circle rotations, diamond core line center. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 line channel rotations equals everything through TV pixel activation through times pi, communication line center. V vector line centers, strip line center, rotation to point line center. Vector line conditions off cycle in communication to point positions. Swiping down line center to systems equals 75 times 1 equals 75 million track center to positions of future rotations. When you see this through location line conditions, you guys will be traveling extremely fast into portal activation. Ready? Countdown 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Galactic Force, same position, location. Waiting for confirmation. Alliance coming into GFL. Rebellion's coming into full cycle. All right, countdown in position locations. Here we go through track system. All right, 20 minutes. Have fun. This is the plasma interference of its forming locations, 75 million years in the future conditions. All right, 20 minutes. Have fun. Everything's identified through high rise communication line centers. All right, it's really exciting, isn't it? All right, let's see here. Pixels last night, so cool. Traveling through triangles. How was outside last night? Saw the relay in front of the pixel. Yeah, I remember becoming like particles last night, like teleportation. So you guys are aware of these things, and it's all about 24 hours before we go in position of teleportation, right to rendezvous. Right, we go through Foxtrot, Echo Zulu 1, Charlie, anything in the position. So, how does it feel being 75 million years in the future? You're seeing Transformers, you're seeing the city. It's crazy what you guys are seeing, right? It's unbelievable. We have land speeders like Star Wars. So, it's pretty amazing. Wow. High position AI. Robots. Yeah. You got spider ops, spiders. Where they come up, like minority reports. Scan you. Xterion, yeah. You see Transformers more than meets the eye. You guys are 75 million years in the future. 75 million years in the future. So a lot going on, guys. A lot going on. Holy moly, eh? I've seen white and blue horizontal lines. What planet? Remember, you guys got you're in your plasma webs. You're in your DNA track system of robots now. And it's the only way you guys can be in 75 million years in the future. See how my voice changed, right? So it's so odd that we're all having the same things happen to us, but just through ourselves. Seeing diamond-shaped transporters, giant machines everywhere being scanned a lot. Yeah, can't stop laughing. I've seen a building of white. It's so bright. Yeah. Cleopatra, how you doing? Oh yeah. Yeah. I see we are seeing our counterparts coming into formation, our selves, past and our future selves are meeting and merging into one. See? That's why I put you guys there. So you can feel a bit more calm because you've been there. You've been there already. So you're understanding more of yourself through integration, right? Seeing your future system. All right, seeing where we are, that's exactly what it is. I see Transformers scanning me. There you go, Samantha. Real Transformers, guys, real robots. Yeah, don't touch anything. Very good. Confirmation to its system there. Everything's in position there because they're excellent. Titles of Where We Walk light up. I've already merged. Zip zapping all over the universe. Cross-strike green. How do you explain that? When Samantha is coming in position, I see a transformer scanning me now. So all waves have emerged. So remember, every time you guys travel, you always get more of solar memory. You get upgraded. So that's why I want to put you guys in this position so you don't feel so lost and confused. All right. See a bright purple dome, ultra wave of calm. I see shiny bots walking around. Wow. In a cube city with buildings, all tracks on the cube faces. Wow. Robot in my face scanning. Yeah. Yeah. They're going to walk across system locations. Every track system line center. So it's kind of like 2 blocks. You're going to be identified. Okay. Because they have to know who you are. They already know because you're connected to me. So, but they just, you're talking about 75 million years in the future of Transformers. Security is very tight there, guys. So triangles with triangles infinity and being shown the school Jill that we create on all timelines. Yeah. And this is what you get when you guys are actually in the future and you integrate your systems and they say, whoa, okay, I know what's going on now. I'm starting to understand. So Diamond looking at Bean's machines. Yep. Mm-hmm. Being shown school, Jill, that we created at all timelines. Yeah, there you go. And you're talking about 75 million years in the future, what you already did. Isn't that amazing? What you already did. So that's all again. It's a soul memory. Mother coming in, back into feet grounding, here coming up, and balance with father. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, they keep an close eye on you because you guys are traveling faster into Speedline Center, and father, mother can go anywhere in position, but they just want to make sure that you're okay. I showed them my heart, and I got zapped. Like, who, what? Oh, general, proceed, but do not touch yet. Don't touch anything. It's all set up. Cat is smiling at me. I see writing on the grounds where you can go and recharge yourself. We don't need to sleep if we don't want to. So that's Trinity standing. You come in that position. That's where Cleopatra is because there's no beds. Okay, there's only electronic line centers of cubes. In positions at Rubik cube line center, and you think through 2 position line condition interference, all positions, sleep track interference line conditions, you can sleep. But the sleeping position is the mind line center in communication. It's complicated stuff. But That's what you're seeing. I'm seeing wires on the grounds where you can go and recharge yourself. We don't need to sleep if we don't want to, which is very powerful. So you're charging your positions everywhere you go through clocking system. So it's kind of like having basically, you know how you have 4 channel line center locations. You have 4 stopways, right? Cross T line center. Well, each cross line center is a diamond core position line rotation. In communication to its program line rotation connections, there's transformers that identify you in all level rotation. We have high securities. My voice has changed, right? See, because I'm in 75 million years in the future with you guys. So I have to be in that position to identify my center, right? So it's all about you guys are merged into your robots of interference of DNA. All right. I see the Cleopatra cool charger. I feel a little sick too. Yeah, it's just an atmosphere change, Sherry. That's fine. Balance line center to Sherry communication transformers coming into rotations, identifying line center connections of Sherry. Sherry's in line center line connection back and balance rotations. There you go, back in line connections there, Sherry. Smith the ground. I told them. Amber, I can see all the timelines for the school. This is cat. So funny. Well, beautiful crystals thrown inside the cube. UFO. I don't see anything beautiful. Bright sky. It's really grainy in the atmosphere. Oh my God, Alan! I see the cat in UFO looking you and giving up. Veronica seeing geometry. Cool. Very attracted to sit in, but I'm hesitant. Yeah, don't be hesitant on any level. But you see my computer. Powerful. Yeah, just trust yourself, Jenna. You'll be fine. Line center to Jenna, communication center, low rotations, put her in the commie center to the my line center. Okay, Jenna, you're okay. Mirrors everywhere. You can transport yourself to any timeline through it. It seems like a Centurion watchtower. That's exactly what it is, Christopher. You are in the ship setting up the box. Cool. I think I have to touch one of those mirrors. You can touch the mirrors. Mirrors are fine to touch. It's not the computers. I'm sitting here with screens in front of me. It's showing our energies, where we are in the city. Ready for takeoff. Okay, Alan, we are up changing timelines. This is amazing. General, take me back. I have to go to work. Release line centers to Veronica Communications back in position location. Track my center. Take her out of 75 million future rotations to its transformer connections. Okay, Veronica, you're back. Okay, Arlene, take it easy. So you guys are getting a better understanding. Having the new elixir at timeline is sonar pulsing, yeah. Placing dots in the web, yeah. You get a better, more communications to its compute level system rotations, and you're connecting to high level, more understanding to its connection as high forcing your transformation, line interference, calculation by the line center to connections of times equals pixels of TV receptions to its core line connection. It interchanges positions to its line connections, high channeling, high level rotations to its positions, understands more through body track system to its locations, finger point location line centers, energy lights, practice line, interference location channels, all levels of your activation core line connections, helps you in always in forms of remembering who you are. How's the plasma look? Christopher is cool. Robots are people are living in harmony. Life is much lighter and easier. People do not they renew through light coming from the grounds. Avatar shaking. Yes, you're going into higher level rotations there, Commander. Almost complete. This is very powerful. Weaving great lines. Christopher, I need your eyes. Ooh, it looks beautiful. Well, Christopher, your eyes are typing is what I see. Thought ends, letters, digital displays, no fingers required to type only through thought intent. Wow, communications to its line position locations, transformation to its code line centers. Pulsating light comes back and whoosh. This actually turns into a matrix looking thing, mixed pixels and are brilliant, shimmering platoon here. 75 million track line centers, geometry line center rotation positions, travels you through a recognition of timeline center. Your geometry line center, its operation to its communication is individual line rotations. 7 portals, 7 activation core line centers, 7 line center condition interference locations, 7 line center line position locations, transformation at its high position to a geometry line center. It communicates the high levels of your timelines, puts you in a proactive system without calculation, and modifies all levels of your travel direction at timeline center. It communicates all positions to you through travels of your clocking system. Just in the clocks, blowing the winds, and my computer just showed up floating next to me again, communicating with myself now. Weird. Helping Melon. New Matrix is a baby Matrix. Very powerful, isn't it? It's amazing where you can travel. Oh, through an equation, through a formula. Just back bracing. Helping you, Ellen Christopher. How do the clocks look over there? Clocks in position line center, sequence forward, line center rotations, back and line center connections of second per second. Your planetary system of 5-dimensional line center is only in a clocking system of 60 seconds per minute. We travel through line connections, all levels of positions of all level connections to planet line centers. It's in its clocking system of the now line center. Your heart is a position to all levels of a computer. Your operation cycle to connections high positions all levels of its matrix inside you through the hologram line center channel. It communicates to all levels of the connections of all position locations, solar generation lights, moon program line center connections, space station line interference locations, moon beam trap line center connections, high positions to the sun gravity line connections, pixel activation to its core, times pi, communications to pixels, activations 2 times square, interference line channel to its calculation modification line conditions, times travel. A little bit excited in the line center condition of Christopher, putting back line center rotations. All right, you're back online, Christopher. Everything is abundance here. We create whatever we want by making shapes in the air, sometimes with our hands and sometimes with thoughts. Why do my apps start to flex so tight sometimes? Acceleration line interference, program line centers is off position line center locations, too much excitement. Space and time is on your timeline, yes, in position locations. Every time you travel through rotation, you're always in the center of operation, all position locations. Wow, I just saw my rainbow dump helix like a hologram. I can zoom in and out, adjust my DNA. Yes, you can, Lieutenant. High level rotation conditions. You can change your particle lights, your communications, and your atom. The atom will change the heart like a recognition of timeline center. Its positions to all levels of your zoom graph line rotation changes your hologram line center to light track location. I could actually hear the heartbeat in the background and even the sound like on the bridge. Star Trek. Heartbeat line centers and conditions of background line interference. You can set up all operation positions you have on line center channel line conditions. You can make it to the sun seconds per second. 'The Line Center Identification Line Systems Intelligence 2.0 video. Intelligence identification line conditions there, Christopher. You are not in a dream or anything through visual cortex. You are actually there in 75 million years in the future. Rotation line conditions. It's the reality. What you see through perception in the hard line center puts you back in line conditions of the south of the now location. 'You're speeding through line center locations there, Christopher, and communication rotations, making you hungry in high rotation conditions because you're traveling through high levels and extremely through lighting streams, matrix lighting conditions, operation cycles, transformation communications, plantations, interference, implants, recognition of timeline centers, microchips, high level conditions, digital frame line center conditions, operation to its condition line interference, location, operate to its line center channels, communication with the observations. 3 minutes and countdown. Two-minute line center rotation positions coming in back, track line center rotations coming back down, rotation connections, high position to its all program setting, coming back into rotation positions, calculation modification line center. Wow. Whew. I'm back. Oh man, that was powerful. Unbelievable through line center rotations. When you come back down really fast over in line center, you guys will come back down individually, right, to time sequence. So my voice box has to change back to what it was. Remember, I was going through adaptation cycles and communication of voice box channel, and it was going. My voice was trying to find fluctuation higher interference to fluctuation line centers to all positions through my flux capacitor. Capacitor line channels are anything connections to its rotation, right? So it's still in that sequence. So once it finds its grounds, it goes back in position locations. So it's just trying to find, the balance, right? So it will find its balance, right? Because it has to know where it is, right? Because we just traveled 75 million years in the future, right? So it's starting to fluctuate. It's trying to get its, and that's the importance when you guys go into your chakra systems of balance line center. So imagine how fast you're spinning inside line system of 75 million miles per second, okay, which is all positions of 75 times 1, 75 million years, track center to location of the clocking system, to its location line system, rotation to its mind. So it's amazing to its connections. It's not a dream. You're there. You're actually there. Okay? So that was crazy. When we travel, make sure you guys drink lots of water. Xterion. Xterion. Fascinating, isn't it? Xterion. Xterion. This is to get there. All right. Very powerful. So, like I said, you need intent, you need the will, you need the creation, and you need the location to get anywhere you want. But you have to understand what you're doing. All right. Yeah, it was fun, eh? I can see everyone as their hologram and then can assess their energy through virtual panels. Yep. Very cool, isn't it? Setting up our insides. Father gave us a new connection for the new life creation. There we go. Right? I know, but the thing is, and that's why it's so powerful to you guys, is because you've been there. If you haven't been there, you wouldn't remember much. You'd say, well, this is new. So if it's new, what's happening? It's not created, it's creating. So you're looking at it as the now, right? You don't have to remember because you haven't been there. But if I put you to a planet that you've been there, it's more powerful that you remember, oh, it's clicking in why I was there, right? So. But you see how my voice changed when we went in there? And that's a balance you need, right? Because you guys have to be in your transformers. You can't be in anything else if you're traveling in positions, because that's how they identify you, right? If they see you in a lower frequency line positions, they're gonna hold you, right? It's very real, isn't it? When you're being scanned by transformers more than meets the eye. Decepticons. Makes you think life different now, eh? What you can do through travel. My system had difficulty. Things has come now. Doesn't want to know that far in advance, and it locked me. Is it possible? I was never there. No, you were there. You were there. You were just on frigid line centers. So it's kind of like you were nervous. And the same with Christopher. You get overexcited, you overload your circuits, right? You have to be cautious when your energy more that you travel, because if you change your fluctuation and interference or anything your program line center, transformers will come up to you and scan you again because you changed your tone, you change your colors, you change your lights, you change your transponders, right? So that's why Samantha see everything that you were saying. I was being told, shown the whole time. I saw a diamond as well, refracting web from the timeline. Yep. Everybody will see things different, but you're all in that same location. So, because you're a different DNA, I just change your particle DNAs into the robot. So all your circuitries and your chakra systems are nothing but computers. That's the only way you can get into identifications, right? So it's kind of like an outsider. What do? They hold you. right? They figure out who you are for through identification. So they're curious, right? But they know you're coming. But I had to put you in your bodies of transformers. So let's see. The crystal chair called me. It was mine, and I wasn't even sitting in it. Cool. Yeah, I love praying mantis. Yeah. Lots of communication. Awesome. Terminator meet Crystal. Throw it again. Yeah. And Tina is sitting there watching us on the ground, like center, setting up. Yeah, is new activated in all of us. Yeah. My voice changed to light language, voice and grids. Yeah. So Tina's in that position now because she's understanding more of her travel because she's in already 114. So her voice box will change. But when she comes back down and has to hi, I'm General here. How's it going, everybody? That's what it has to do. It has to come back down because an extremely high level of travel. We went into the future. So my mind's eye could see all of your locations, even though you were having your own experiences. Yeah, right. That's it. You guys are all together, but you're seeing different things in perception because it's meant for you to see these things through your soul direction of memory. But when we travel or anywhere we go, make sure you drink your water. That's the most important thing. So today should put you in a better position now, right? It should be you're better saying, "Whoa, okay, this is really powerful." No, this is I'm starting to really understand. So and you're the only ones that have been there. Nobody else. How do you say this to your kids? Guess what, son? I just traveled to 75 million years in the future. I saw the Transformers. So, thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. And more balance for me at this time. I was in more knowing control. But how do you see yourself if you're seeing a Transformer scanning you? It's amazing. Or seeing yourself in a TV reception or anything computer screen, right? So it's pretty amazing stuff, right? So I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was great, right? Tomorrow we get into our AI operations of our vessels. Okay. So we're going to down sequence line center in positions, and we're going to go into the high rotation conditions of Tron. Right? Teleportations, raise, communication operations of neutralized center line conditions of solar direction line positions of solar systems of its game interference. We're going to do that tomorrow. In position, we'll get more into the test. Okay, because I know you guys really want to understand more and more. Okay, the track system rotation. In calculations, let's just get into that before I leave, and then I'll head over to TikTok. All right. Lieutenant's been in that position. She was on the Electrical Line Center bikes and Tron. So that's what will be tomorrow. All right, see this here. Everybody seen the movie Tron? Well, get ready. That's where we're going tomorrow. All right. So that's what it is. It's called the Game Center. All right. It's all set up through the simulation. All right. So you're going to see circles and rounds and discs, and it's pretty wild stuff. All right. So we got the triangle line center locations. All right. To understand is that the galactic forces are coming into 300. Okay. The GFLs are coming into 600. And the rebellion is coming into 1200. Right. So we're coming into that, right? Starting Monday. So it's all about your clocking system now. All right. So the GFLs are coming into the clocking system locations. All right. / systems. All right. Times pi, GFLs. Okay. They're coming in their clocking system. Clocking system. All right. First time because you guys are in your diamonds. All right. So it'd be the 12. Okay. 3, 6. All right. So you start here and you come to here, 3, and you go to 6. All right. So you're going to 6. So get that position located. your percentage will go higher into high level rotations on Monday through the Galactic Federation. So basically, all I want from you is understanding how to travel through your clocking system of dimensions, okay, of its moon. All right, because the moon is the operation to its condition of its motional track system. We'll get more into that tomorrow, right? But it's all about your clocking systems and everything through the high positions of galactic forces. It's just getting into your diamond cores. Okay, just getting into your diamond cores at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, try to understand how to travel through its Mercury timeline center. Okay, you guys can help each other to rotation. It's all about solar memory. All right, that's positions. Okay, so proliferation light equals that, equal locations in rebellion is coming into position locations, high level system rotation connections. I'm going to set it up here. Six rotations, calculations to the moon, high positions to calculations of the sun. All right. So back to forces, the GFLs, and everything the rebellion is coming into their contracts / blueprint. All right. So the rebellion is going to come to line center line rotations into its atom line center. Okay. That's the test. All right. The GFLs. How you get operationalized centers of 12, 3, 6, programized centers to the moon and everything to the sun. All position in the galactic forces, all positions to 12, 3, 6, and 9. How do you get out equations to dimensional timeline center? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's on Monday. Okay, that's on Monday. So that's eternity standing. So it's all about understanding how to go from the galactic forces to the GFLs to the rebellion. And it's all about moving forward, right? Because the mind has to go faster, right? So, and it's all about the alliance, understanding more of yourself to that system locations. And then you said, okay, I'm understanding more of my calculations, how to go through 12, 3, 6, 9, how to go through 12, 3, and 6. All right. So in position, you have to understand how to go through the sun and the moon through track system, through its clocking system of its diamond. Okay, because you guys went into your diamonds, but now the GFLs are coming into their clocking. Okay, and the rebellions are coming into their atom. Okay. All right. Weird stuff happening right away. Yeah, I'm sailing my purple rain laser boat. Yeah. So everything will be given to you, right? As of tomorrow. So you get your graphing line centers, you get your structure line connections, you get your images, you get your communications from Vega. It will be given to you. The structures will be given to you through all letters. You just have to learn how to put it all together. Okay? So we don't have to do this anymore through calculations. You guys are going to higher levels now. So it's going to be given to you Vega, and you have to truly understand what you're getting on all levels of 3 locations. Okay? All right. Talk to you later.